Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roadmap to Freedom project. We are at the first session of the first chapter we call the Golden Rule. The history of humanity. It's filled with wars, violence, injustice. We humans cannot learn to live in peace, in harmony, simply not to touch each other. When people say, be human, I am horrified. Practically everywhere, murderers receive rewards, thieves thrive, bandits become generals, and we are here in the US are not an exception. Do not kid yourselves. Crime always yielded better returns than an honest life and adherence to laws. I would like to make a bold and, for some, stunning statement. I do not believe that we can ever change human nature. What does that mean? It means that any system based on reshaping our psychology is doomed to fail. And those are, without exception, utopian ideas, including socialism of any kind. No one has yet managed to love their neighbors as themselves. No one except Christ or angel, maybe, ready to turn another cheek. However, even Christ says eye for an eye. So cheek he's ready to turn, but not an eye. My goal in our conversation is to figure out which system of relationship in society is best for you and I. But how do we evaluate good and bad? To evaluate something, we need a measure, something that, when measured, can indicate where life is good or life is bad. If there's a lot of it, for example, well, good. If there's little or none, then system of society are not good for us. I propose the golden rule as a universal measure of goodness. Let me tell you about what it is. About 110 years BC in Babylon, a boy was born named Hillel. He would become a famous teacher of Judaism. One day, Hillel expressed the essence of his faith in one sentence. What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. In the history of humankind, this idea was repeatedly mentioned, but he kind of nailed it in its exactness. Rav Hillel never said go and do to others what you like. He said do not do. There is a huge difference between those two tasks. Otherwise, Jews would do what they think is good for others without considering what those others want. So let me give you an example. Someone might say, it is good for you to take a cold shower. So we will make you take them daily, even if you don't want to. And it probably is good for you to take a cold shower, but it's supposed to be your decision, not others. You might be allergic to cold or have immune problems and die from those wonderful, in someone's opinion, showers, or you just do not want to take cold showers. Another important question to consider before we start talking about wonderful and just society is, do you like it when people come to you, to your home, with weapons and take whatever they want, and if you resist, they shoot you? I kind of sense that you said no. Are you sure? But what if they first asked your neighbors and promised your neighbors that they would get their share from what is taken from you? And your neighbor said, yeah, sure, of course, please rob this guy or girl and give me part of what you take from them. Do you now think that it's okay to take your possession without your consent if your neighbors agreed to that? What about if the robbers have special hats and symbols, and they call themselves not robbers but servants of society, or the society. I want to make sure we understand each other. So, if the robbers are A, have paper in hand with signatures and stamps, B, symbols of authority on their uniform, C, verbal or written agreement from your neighbors, and a noble cause for which they need money. Somebody is sick or somebody is starving. It's a noble cause. Is it okay in this case to take from you without your permission whatever they need or somebody else needs? Do you think that they would like it, those who take from you? If someone took something from them, would they like it or not? So, what is hateful to you, simply do not do to others. Simple and beautiful, isn't it? This is the golden rule of life. Now, let's talk about social order. One person prepares food, sells it, and buys whatever he needs with the money he earned selling food. Another person sews clothes, sells them, and buys whatever she needs with the money she earned selling clothes. A system where you do what you want, no one tells you what to do, sell to whom you want, a system where you are paid for the product or service you provide, and where other people are free to buy from you or not to buy from you, is called free market or capitalism. Capitalism, it's called for the reasons I will explain later. There are a few other systems of these social economic relations between people who produce products and the users of their products or services. For example, a system that was dominant for centuries in almost all of the world is called monarchy. Monarchs took from people whatever they wanted and whenever they wanted. Do you think that kings would want others to rob them? That is, they didn't want it for themselves, but did and continue doing it to you and I. Socialism is another system where a group of people running the state tells producers what part of their earnings they can keep, what part they can keep. It is if during your childhood your mom told you that if you wash the floor, run to the supermarket, and take out the trash, she would pay you $3. You worked hard, then approach your mother to get the $3, and she gives you $1. When you ask your mom where the remaining dollars are, she says she gave $1 to your sister, who did nothing and played with dolls, and gave the last dollar to your baby brother, who was in the crib and obviously couldn't help with the household chores, but also wanted to get $1. So your mom concludes, I gave exactly what I promised, but I redistributed your money to be fair to everyone. Would you want your earnings to be taken away simply because someone thinks it's fair? Or somebody like your toddler brother wants it? Now, let's take a break. And at the next session, talk about how El Duce Mussolini, Franklin Roosevelt, Louis XIV, and his finance minister Jean-Baptiste Colbert relate to each other. It's a shame you do not know some of them. They greatly influenced your life every day. Meantime, please write in the comments what you think are the main functions of a government. Until next time.